How's it going, fellow indie game enthusiasts? I hope you're having a wonderful day and you're ready for some awesome tactical roguelike deck building adventure, because today we are playing Forestygian. The game is currently in early access. We checked out the demo version, click for the video up somewhere, and I'm pretty excited because I was an alpha YouTuber for that game and I'm in the credits. But before we start the game and we talk about how the game plays, I just wanted to show you that there is like 30 supported language right now in the game, and the game was made by one single dev, so huge props for that. I'm going to check out my own language soon, but for the sake of this video, we are playing the English version. So we have a hero, we are going to have different types of abilities and different types of items that we can equip that supports our hero skill, and we will have to fight different amount of hordes and different enemies to prevail. That's the premise of the game. Welcome, fellow traveler. If you like indie games as much as I do, please don't forget clicking all the nice buttons on the screen, because it helps out the channel a lot. And if you are an indie dev who needs their game tested or covered, please send me an email to the email address on the screen. And now back to the game. So let's start the game with different types of items. We will see how they work, and then we will read out the basic rules of the game. So we got the Apple of Leech, which is Vitality +2, Gain Leech. Next ability gains 1 mana per 2 damage dealt. We got the Crystal of Favor, per 6 mana missing, +1 mana, +1 favor. Next health gain is increased by number of cards in hand. We got Potion of Mana, and we have 5 of it, which gives us +1 mana. And we got the Potion of Devotion, one of my favorite item. Gain Devotion, the next mana gain is at least 3. We have the deck button that shows our whole deck, which is currently this one. We also have a help menu where we have tutorials and we have abilities, cards and statuses, mana and health, enemies and battle, rewards and stats. And we're going to go for a tutorial. So icon tutorial. Icons show what the card does. To see what an icon means, hover over it. Cards don't cost mana, instead many cards gain mana. So we have cards in our deck and we do not have to pay any type of cost to play them. Just like in most of the deck building games, besides Slay the Spire, for example. We got the ability tutorial, so, pretty fast tutorials, really on the point. Huge props for that. Every hero has 3 abilities. Abilities differ by mana cost, damage done, and area. Some abilities of other heroes also gain status effects. To see what ability does, hover over it. So we have like 3 different types of attacks from the get-go. Battle tutorial. You get 5 cards every turn. On turn end, cards without retain are discarded. You can undo cards and abilities played that turn. Mana is carried between turns, which is a really important factor that we have to memorize. And here's the enemy tutorial. Most enemies have passive abilities. For example, golems take 1 more damage. To see passive, hover over that enemy. And, that's about tutorials. So what about help? Below the hero, there are 3 ability buttons. We check those. Ability damages a number of enemies in front of the hero. Ability costs mana to play. With undo button, you can rewind abilities and cards played that turn. Undo always try to different approach quickly. We have the cards restore mana or health. Some cards reduce health in exchange for a stronger bonus. Nearly all cards and many abilities apply status effects to hero. One status effect stack is used at once. Status persists between turns, but not between battles. Status doesn't lose a stack when it takes no effect. One of the best things in this game, so you cannot, waste your stacks. For example, status that heals won't be used at full health. This is a really good thing. Mana is consumed by abilities. Enemies damage heroes' health. Some cards and 1 status also damage it. Mana and health completely recover between battles. What about enemies in battle? Defeat 18 of enemies to win a battle. Defeated enemies are replaced by exhausted. Exhausted enemies needs to get ready before they can attack, so we have like a turn before they attack us. After your turn ends, total attack value of enemies is dealt to as damage to the hero. All enemies have passive abilities except demons. Hover over enemy to see description of the passive. And we got rewards and stats. Card reward replaces a potion in your deck. Potion of Mana are replaced before Potion of Devotion, which is a really good thing. There are 2 stat bonuses in the game. Intellect increases mana and max mana. Vitality increases health and max health. Max mana and max health increases for 1 battle only. Okay, so I think we have all the nice basic information we need for the game. So without further ado, let's click proceed. So in the game we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 heroes that we can check out. The first playable one is the Sorceress, Fire Magic Expert. Start the run with, we got difficulties that we can choose from, but easy is the difficult setting. We have 16 HP, 24 mana, and our abilities are going to cost 6, 6, or 3 mana. Scorch costs 3 mana, deals 3 damage to the closest enemy. We got the Breath, which costs also 6, deals 2 damage to the 3 closest enemies. And Bolt costs 6 mana, deals 1 damage to the closest 6 enemies. As you can see, the enemies affected, the number and placement of the enemies that are getting affected by that spell. So what about the enemies? Tiny Demon, ordinary enemy with no passive. Medium Demon, no passive, and seemingly they do not have passives. So the accumulated damage at the end of the turn is displayed here, the total. How much damage your hero would take if you ended your turn now. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, which is 10. Really cool. We have to take down 18 enemies. With this reaches 0, you win the battle. Okay. End turn button, all the cards we can use, 5 of them as the rule stated. So let's see what we can do. So they have like 1 HP and 1 HP. So I think I'm going to use this one just to be sure and at least take down 2 of them. So we will have to deal with 8 damage at the end of the round. So these guys are going to take 2 damage, the 3 closest. So they will go down. And we have only 1 enemy left. So, and it has like 2 HP. But I was thinking that maybe a Breath would be a good idea, because in this case, these guys also take damage. We are getting 0 damage, and what about this one? Next mana gain, gains at least 3. So I'm just going to use this. 3 more. Potion of Devotion also 3. And more. Really cool. So, turn ended, 0 incoming damage. We took down 6 of those enemies. They cannot attack since they were exhausted because we decimated their numbers. So we also have a devotion stuff again, so I'm just going to use a potion of mana. Once again, a devotion. And what about this one? Per 6 mana missing, +1 mana, +1 favor. The next health gain is increased by the number of cards in hand. So this guy has 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm just going to blast the bolt once again. And these guys, just have to go down by the breath. And maybe 1, 2, 3 of them. So how about a bolt? Yes. And if we use this one, so get 6, 7. If I use the breath, all of them are dead. And that's about the first round. So choose your path. We have 2 separate ways that we can choose from. Choose cards of the broccoli cycle. Gain some max health and status. And we got the batch cycle. Gain mana and status based on health you have or missing, whichever is lower. Let's go with the broccoli because it sounds really cool. So 3 different cards. We got reach. Next ability reaches twice as many enemies. Pretty great. Max health increased. A potion of devotion, devotion effect. Next mana gain is at least 3. Max health increased by 8. And what about this one? Stretch. Next ability reaches 1 more enemy. I think this one is pretty cool because... Wait a second, no, we have like 6 enemies tops in a row. So maybe this one is better because in this case we can get like more mana and we can do more damage. Choose a card to replace a potion. So we got a Grape of Anger, Intellect plus Health. Okay, we got some localization keys there. Localization not fun for key. Gain Anger. Oh boy, okay, so Trophy of Anger. And we got Apple of Anger, 2 Vitality. Per 8 health you have, plus mana, plus 1 Anger. What about Anger? Okay, so we cannot see this. We will have to deduce, I guess, Intellect and Health. Let's go with the Grape. Here we go, next turn. So 16 damage would kill us immediately. So what about Dryad? Dryad Gardener. This was not in the demo for sure. Every turn when ready, heals to the self and adjacent enemies. No, we don't want to do this. Elder Golem takes 1 more damage from all abilities. And same one. So we got 6 of those enemies. I think it is a great idea that we take out, like, with 2 bolts, I can take out 5 of them. Which is a pretty cool thing. We still have 12 mana. So I just use this one. More HP. Plus mana. Devotion plus mana. And devotion for the next round. And of course here we still cannot see the anger localization. But what we can do is we can take out these guys as well. Or I can just really easily with 1 Scorch take down this guy. In this case we are not taking any damage. And with the bolt we have 2 of these. So I think that was a great idea, and I just hit this guy, and we end turn. And if you had 0 mana at the end of previous turn, you are starting with 0 mana. So next ability gains 1 mana per 2 damage dealt. So what we're going to do is, let's get a potion because we got a devotion stack. Let's get this one as well. So 6 per mana missing, per 6 mana missing. Favor, extra HP, and we got more mana, and this one is going to gain 1 mana per 2 damage dealt. So we're going to deal a bunch of damage. So we get a bunch of mana, and we need to take down 6 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They all die instead of this guy, or sorry, except this guy. And I think we can get at least 7 damage if we blast a bunch of mana. So this one is free and 3 more, and because the golem takes +1 damage from every source to attack, took it down. Really cool. So we got the broccoli once again, or the lens cycle, and the other one prayer status and stretch status. Let's go with the lens because last time we checked out the broccoli. So choose a card to replace a potion. We got Lens of Leech. Per 3 mana you have or missing, whichever is lower, mana and Leech extra. Next ability gains 1 mana per 2 damage dealt. That was really good. Harvest. Next ability gains 2 mana per enemy defeated. And Lens of Chant. Per 2 mana you have or missing, whichever is lower, +1 mana and plus chant. Enchant means next status gets 1 more stack. Interesting combination. So maybe we can, get back a bunch of mana, for example. Okay, another potion is being replaced. Mushroom of Prayer, max mana +6. Next status gets twice the stacks. Yes. Per 6 mana missing. Next status gets twice the stacks. Per 4 mana you have +1 mana +1 prayer. Let's go with the fungi. Pretty cool. Next, ooh, look at those. Elm Scarecrow. When it is not at full health, takes double damage from all abilities. Yes. It's really cool. When it takes damage, if ready, increases its attack by 1. And this guy's ready, so that's a problem. But we will see. So, how about this one? And then 2 devotion. Mana missing, so this one, another, And let's see. So these take double damage. And when it's ready, attack increases. Okay, so how about doing a bolt? Because in this case, they are not at full health. So if I do another bolt, these two dies, but they don't. If I do this breath one, which costs 6 again, these go down. Yes. I need to take care of these guys as well. So how about him going down? For sure. And then a breath. And then a scorch. And we get a mana. And I just do a bolt, because in this case, these guys are not at full health, and we can deal more damage to them in the next turn. Really cool. Per 2 mana you have are missing, whichever is lower, plus mana, plus 1 chant. Next status gets 1 more stack. So let's go with the Apple of Leech, because we got the devotion stuff. Here we go. 2 extra. This one, more mana. Really great. Next ability gains 1 mana per 2 damage dealt, which is going to happen because this guy, this guy, this guy will take double. Pretty cool. Like this. And yeah, sure. Of course. Pretty awesome. So they were still not ready. So what we're going to do is, let's go with that. And this one gives us the leech, devotion, extra mana. I am going to do like, okay, so the next one, oh, okay. Should I undo? You know, let's undo, just to be sure. Because the leech one is what we need, I guess, at the end. Okay, let's see. So for now, okay, this is the anger one. Okay. So what would you say? Because these guys are not... Wait a second. I just want to undo because... Oh no, we are dealing... Okay, not... Okay, so anger would increases the damage. So I'm just going to leave this at the end. So extra mana. More stuff. Even more stuff. Damage dealt. I'm just going to... No, let's undo. Let's do this one. Now these guys are damaged. I use this one, and now a bunch of mana or something. Yes. And then, oh boy, 1 mana. We need 1 more extra mana. Woohoo! No. Oh no, that's no problem because we can take them 1 by 1. Really cool. So Prism Cycle and Broccoli. We got the Anger. Anger was pretty great, so I would say Prism and Anger Cycle. Prism of Extension. Per 3 mana you have +1 mana, +1 extension. Next ability reaches 1 more enemy per 3 cards in hand. Cool. Per 4 mana you have same, or per 4 mana you have. Next health gain is increased by the number of cards in hand. Well, I guess we need some health because we are not doing it. All right. Maximum health increased. We already know the Grape of Anger. Trophy of Anger. Per 8 health you have. No, we need the onion. So let's go click next battle. What about this one? Ooh, look at those. Lynx Prowler. I really like the character art. When it takes damage, if ready, reduces its attack by 1. Awesome. And Nymph Conjurer. Every turn when ready, heals 2 to all allies, including itself. No, that's definitely not what we are looking for. So I was thinking about that. So the next status gets 2 more stacks. So if I put this one, isn't it 2 stacks? Why not? the next status. Per mana you have or missing. Sure. So isn't it like twice? Why? What am I missing here? Per mana missing +1 mana and +1 chant. Next status gets okay, mana per... Okay, let's go with the anger stuff. I'm going to deal damage to all of them once. And then now we have the stuff to do. Vitality plus do damage. Get more mana. Sorry, that was the devotion. Plus more mana. And these guys are going down for sure. Huh? They are not doing anything because they are exhausted. I'm just going to do a bolt, just to be sure. And the Scorch, this guy is down, and no more damage. Maybe when they active, so we can just, you know, decrease their attacks when they are active. So I'm not going to waste this here. Max mana +6. Next status gets twice this tax. And this is based on, okay, so let's give it, and then max HP increased. Pretty cool. Max health increased. We got 2 devotion stacks. Really great. Get rid of these. You know, just decrease their attacks, for example. Wait a second, so for like 12, I can get like 3 damage to them. They die. This guy kinda remains. Scorch. Sure, let's just, you know, blast those down. Really cool. And what about... ooh, okay, bunch of cool stuff. So, next health gain is increased by the number of cards in your hand. Aha! So this one. Great. More stuff. Extra stuff. Get this one. And that's the devotion stack. And what about... So they are going to heal, which I really don't want to. Decrease their stuff. They don't do anything. And, well, yeah. You just die. Really cool. So Apple Cycle. Gain some vitality and status. Gain mana and status based on amount of health missing. Okay, Medallion Cycle. Sounds good. Per health missing. Next ability reaches twice as enemies. Okay, sounds good. Next one increases... the mana gain is increased by the number of cards in hand. Retain, which is staying there if we don't play it. Really cool. And choose a card to replace. A potion. Recipe of Leech. +1 mana, +2 health. Next ability gains 1 mana per 2 damage dealt. Really good. Mana per 2 damage dealt. And next ability gains 1 mana per 2 damage dealt. +3 health. You know, maybe some health. And let's see how the last stuff looks. Oh, buffed bowls. Bull Bruiser. Oh boy. That's a really good art. Pretty detailed as well. Okay. That's awesome. So what about? When it takes damage, if Freddy increases attack by 2. Oh boy. When it takes damage, if Freddy reduces the attack by 2. Really cool. And what about the Brawler? Oh boy. Okay. Now we need some extra goodness. So what about maximum mana increased by 6? Per health missing? No, we do not have anything right now. +2 vitality. Next ability, yes. 2 of this. Extra vitality. I'm not going to use this. Reaches twice as many enemies. Really great. So in this case, for 6, I can blast 2 damage to all the 6 enemies. Awesome. Then I will do this once again. And once again. And we need to take down, you know, a bunch of those guys. This guy is just getting buffed like hell. So, maybe I should take care of this guy. Like this. More stuff. More mana and HP and I don't know. You know, it's fine. I think it's going to be okay. So, per 4 mana you have. That's not the good thing. Plus 8 health. Next ability gains damaged health. Cool. So how about 2 stacks? Based on the mana we have. Okay, that's good. Okay, now it's much better. And this one is mana, per damage health, and next health gain is increased. Okay. So we need to blast at least, okay, like, so 2, 2, 2, maybe not the best idea. So let's go like this one. Decrease those guys. They also go down. And what about this guy goes down, so I only get like 3 damage. Yeah, that sounds decent. So I only get 3 damage. Pretty cool. So get like max mana increased. 2 broccolis. So extra stuff. And the anger one, we need to take down 8 more. So, bunch of damage. But I guess we need to take down as much as possible. So I can hit like this twice. And 2 of them go down? I don't know. Maybe that's not the best idea. 13 damage. Okay. Can we survive? So we got extra vitality. More stuff. This one is cool. They get more enemy when we do this. So we deal 2 damage for all of them. Oh boy, that's going to be bad. So we need to take down these guys immediately. Yes, because in this case it's just 8. But thanks to that, can we... It's the same amount of damage. Maybe that was a bad idea, I don't know. Can we survive the next round? That's the big question. So plus mana and plus 1 next health gain is increased by the number of cards in your hand. But I guess next health gain is increased by the number of cards in your hand. Yeah, but we have a bunch of cards in our hand, so let's go with that one. Next mana, more stuff, and more stuff. Can we... okay, per 2 mana, per 2 damage dealt. Pretty cool. Awesome. Whew, okay. Great. Choose your path. So we got the trophy cycle and mana based on the gain mana status based on the mana you have. Gain mana status based on the amount of health you have. Isn't it saying that missing per 6 health you have? And I cannot go undo, okay. Leech. Next ability gains. Sure. Next ability reaches 1 more per cards. Yes, let's go with the leeching trophy. And the anger guy. Per mana missing. Health you have. Intellect plus mana. You know, let's go with the intellect plus mana. Look at those guys. Big troll. Every turn regenerates 3 health. No. Hostile bonus R takes half damage from all abilities rounded up. Oh boy, that's not a good thing. So what about this one? Because maybe I don't understand this. Next health gain is increased by number of cards in your hand. Yes. So if I put this down, for instance, okay, we are getting more HP. Awesome. But my max health is, I'm not getting healed by, yes. So we cannot exceed the max health number. Okay, cool. Maximum mana increased. So I guess it's fine now. And your next ability reaches twice as many. Why wouldn't I get this? Because what does it need? Gains amount of mana. Next ability reaches twice as enemies. Bear health missing, but we do not have health missing health, but this card is going to retain, so we will keep this, no problem. Great stuff. I guess this one is imminent, and we don't want to have like 6 stuff, so it just regenerates. So well, bye. Okay, cool. Maybe that was the worst idea ever, but who knows. So we need vitality, which is okay, cool. So vitality means max mana increased and healed immediately. Pretty cool. Per health you have. Great stuff. Oh, maybe let's undo. Let's go with like this one, and now this one. Yes. So we are getting gazillion amount of mana, gazillion rage, and you know, why not? So I guess same stuff. So we can blast a bunch of stuff for like one mana only. That's pretty neat. And for like 2, no, 6. Should I? No. This guy should go down just, and I think we are pretty okay. So per health you have, that's good. So leech free. We give extra stuff. Extra stuff again. Wait a second. Yeah, like this. This. Maybe +1. It reaches 1 more. Is it a good idea? I guess it is. So we deal a bunch of damage to all of these annoying fellas. Can I do that? Like, and we still have this one, so yes, I think it's okay. Woohoo! Cool. Victorious. Okay, we were able to take down, unlock 1 out of 28. So here unlock Barbarian. We have Cleave, Bash, Ram. So we are obviously having more HP, less mana. Guy looks pretty tough. So Cleave costs 4 mana, deals 1 damage to the closest 4 enemies. Bash costs 4 mana, deals 2 damage to the 2 closest enemies. And we got Ram, costs 4 mana, deals 3 damage to the closest enemies. And we got Rage, which will increase the damage for the next attack we do. Proceed. Okay, we also unlocked the new difficulty, which is normal. So here's my idea. We're going to go through the whole game of Forestygian by class, 1 by 1, hopefully. So we just checked out the Sorceress. We checked out how the game plays, like in the base level. And for the next time, we will check out Barbarian. Let's see how it plays. We get, you know, new status stuff. And, you know, I can say something about the Hungarian localization because I'm just going to check it out after the video. So, If you're looking for a game that's pretty similar to Shogun Showdown or a Wildfrost, but with dark fantasy themes, more like ARPG-inspired graphics and, like characters, you like deck building, roguelite stuff, and some thinking ahead how to combine what with what, Forestygian is an extremely great title for that. It goes for a bit more expensive or bit, higher price than usually, but based on the content the game has to offer, I think it is a pretty okay price for that. So if you're looking for a roguelike deck building game with some tactical elements, I highly recommend checking out Forestygian on Steam. Link is in the description. Thank you very much for the dev for sending me the key. And for today, I was the Alchemist, and I'm seeing you with more awesome indie game gameplays extremely soon. Take care.